Okay, so today we're going to look at finding the equation of a line. This is in the coordinate geometry, so therefore we're looking at how to do that having some coordinates. Previously we've learnt to look for a point on the line and find the gradient and then basically use the gradient between the 2 points in the y-intercept, and that y equals mx plus c form. But now we're going to have a new formula, and that formula is y minus y1 equals m bracket x minus x1. Now, we're going to substitute into this. We're going to substitute here and here. That will leave us with an equation with an x and a y in it. And we need an x and a y in an equation to be able to draw a graph of it. So what we need is 2 points. So we go 2 points. So if you visualise that in your head, it's always a good idea to figure out what you're looking at. So 2, -5, 2, -5, and 3, 2, 3, 2. We're looking at a very steep line going through those 2 points. But we want the line, so that means it needs to continue. It's going to keep going up this way and keep going down this way, all right? So that's the line we want with these 2 points in it. We're looking for this gradient, so we use our gradient formula to find the gradient and put it in for m, and then we can use either one of these points, but it just makes sense to use the first one. x1, y1, x2, y2. So what have we got? We've got the gradient. M equals the change in y over the change in x. All right? So what does that equal? That gives us y2, 2 minus -5 over 3 minus 2. Always make sure you go the same way, because otherwise you'll get your gradient signs wrong. So 2 plus 5 equals 7. 3 minus 2 is 1, so our gradient equals 7. Now we go back to this formula. So this formula says y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So y, take away y1, which is 5. So take away, when we take away a negative, it becomes a positive 5, equals the gradient, which is 7, and x1, which is 2, x minus 2. So we need to tidy it up a little bit. We've got 7x minus 14, that's that times that, and this one onto the other side, minus 5. Y equals 7x minus 19. All right. Let's have another look at another example. So I'm going to rub this one out and do a different one. Okay, so let's say we've got -3, 2, and 5, 1, or 4. Okay, so m equals the change in y, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Label our points, x1, y1, x2, y2. So we've got 4 minus 2 over 5 plus 3. 5 minus -3 plus equals 4 minus 2 is 2 and 8. So we've got a quarter simplified. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Write your formula every time because it makes sense to be able to fill it in as you go. Y minus 2 from here equals m, a quarter, x minus x1, x plus 3. All right, that gives us a quarter gradient. So we've got y equals a quarter x, so it's very flat, 1 up, 4 across. A quarter of 3, which is a horrible number, but we're going to write it as 3 quarters. All right, so a quarter times 3 is 3 quarters. And this onto the other side is plus 2. So our equation is a quarter x plus 2 3/4. All right, try and keep your fractions in your equations rather than changing them to decimals, because it gets really messy in the decimals.